Anyways, man, thanks for having me out here. I know we've been trying to do this for a minute.
The pleasure's mine.
I appreciate you having. I appreciate you bringing me through with the domestic violence monologue that you had at the beginning.
I mean, it's so relevant.
Listen,
how could I not?
when you were saying it, I'm looking and I'm trying. My face is trying to react appropriately to what you were saying. So it was just like, what are you talking? Kick her in the ass? What?
You didn't see the video?
I did.
So you didn't see when he like charged up the soccer kick?
I did. But you know what? I never thought to put adjectives to what he was going through. I was just thinking, oh, that's like really terrible. You know what I mean? But, you know, as a comedian, I saw it like, God, like, you know what the thing is, though? Like, a lot has been coming out about Diddy. And if you watch just the way, you know, that he moves or whatever.
Fucking mob boss?
Yeah, you expected this. So it's just like, oh, it's kind of what I expected. Any scene that you've seen from like a movie, Goodfellas or something like that, where there's a wife kid be like, that fits. You know, so it was less shocking. You know what I mean?
Cancel
it was
culture
less
is imminent.
shocking for me than anything else. I was just like, damn, that's wild. And then I did not watch the apology because I already knew what the apology was going to be. You know what I mean?
Damage control.
Yeah, damage control. But someone who has been in the media this long, who's been at that level or whatever, they know the savvy game of like media, and they know all the, you know, what the airwaves say when someone tries to ignore or tries to deflect what they did. So he did the honest mea culpa that's supposed to garner.
Yeah, but even that works worse in where P. Diddy is right now, just off the strength of like, bro, you were just on the run from like the FBI.
I don't know. I mean, what's so weird is it doesn't feel like he was, like, the perception, right, was that he was on the run because they, you know, came, raided the house and everything. But in terms of, like this, like, to just pop up with the video, it seems like, oh, I've just been living my life, and, oh, I saw this, let me apologize for it. It doesn't seem like he's like, oh, man, I'm in turmoil, on the run. You know what I mean? Because if you're on the run, you're not caring about what's coming out on social media and them damaging, you're like on the run. It just seems like he was just living his life like, oh man, I got to talk about this thing.
That would make sense if this was just a social media aspect, but the fact that like CNN was the first people that broke the news.
No, for sure.
So I think that like you're at that point, because Diddy is not just a rapper or a musician, he's a monolith within his name as a whole. Either name that you take, you could take Diddy, you could take Sean Combs, you could take Puff Daddy, you could take...
and I've said this before, like, to be in the rap game and to come out in the rap game and just be like, the first name I'm going to have is Puff Daddy, you know, like, we should have known. That should have off top, we should be like, nah, there's something sick about that. There's something sick about someone who's hanging out with the toughest gangsters. He's like, and what do they call you? I'm Puff Daddy. That's a
telltale sign.
That's a sign, bro. That is a sign. We'd be like, yo, there's something wrong with that. Because I think that name threw us off, and then the shiny suits and everything. We're like, who's this guy? You know, like all that. We just, who's this guy? Not even worried about. And come to find out, you know what I mean. And I think he fooled us with the name. You know what I mean? That's
which one?
All of them. Every time he switched up, P. Diddy is like P. Diddy.
That was the latest one.
Yeah. No, the latest one was Brother Love.
No shot. He changed his name to Brother Love?
Yeah, it was Brother Love.
That's great.
You didn't hear that?
I might be out of the culture.
I don't know. I think he went from Brother Love and then he just went to Sean Combs or whatever. I think that was where it landed. But my point was, the last thing that we saw, houses raided, getting on a flight to Bahamas or wherever. So basically, we're like, oh, this dude's fleeing. And then it comes out like, maybe not. Maybe he's not fleeing. Maybe he's all right. Everything's fine. Because
you
know what I'm saying? Like if you're fleeing,
him, but you got to remember his name was in the media for so long, for the time being, where it was like, okay, now you're fucking Meek Mill. You're butt fucking the shit out of Meek Mill. Oh, you've been making advances on Justin Bieber. Okay, now we're fact checking you on everything, and oh shit, like you've been trying to be aggressive with everybody your entire career.
Trying,
and then, like, right,
trying.
And then the matter of you, like the videos are coming out that he, like when he does the yacht parties, he collects everybody's phones. I get the NDA world. We've had that conversation many times here, but
about the NDA world,
yeah, the NDA world.
What is
non-disclosure agreements?
No, I know, but what is that world?
Like, you can't hang out with Beyonce unless you sign an NDA. You can't hang out with Chris Brown unless you sign an NDA.
I should start that.
Well,
I don't really do
the
nothing.
Funny thing is, me and Brandon had this conversation about
really?
how like Lizzo probably would have been in less trouble had she got niggas to sign an NDA. So like an NDA is a smart move, but it's also the matter of like, oh, well then if something crazy, I hear something crazy happens at a P. Diddy party, I'm not surprised if you're collecting phones and making people sign NDAs.
Yeah.
So,
No, I think it's
the lineup of everything that happened.
Yeah, I think it's even deeper than that. Just, you know.
Well, he's a mob boss.
Yeah, there's, you know.
And if I end up dead next episode, Diddy did it.
And I actually have, listen, I think the name is whimsical. Puff Daddy is a great, you know, it was a great moniker. It was a fun time while it lasted. You know.
No longer a household name, though.
Yeah, no longer a household name. But, I mean, we're losing a lot. We're losing a lot of music, you know what I mean? I think we got to do something. We got to figure something out. How do we keep the art of terrible artists? You know what I mean? Because everybody's kind of canceling.
You separate them.
Yeah, you got to, but some people aren't doing that. And then it gets off. And it's like, but what do you do? Because sometimes songs are great. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Like, although I wouldn't mind like canceling, you know, like Diddy's verses on a lot of the songs that he was.
They
on.
were already cancel worthy.
Yeah,
like I'm not getting rid of "Step in the Name of Love."
Oh shit! See, you lucky he's on the run.
Trapped in the Closet is still an amazing project. Like there's certain things I'm not arguing. I Believe I Could Fly should still be like held at.
We just got.
Graduations.
I think we have to get a surrogate for every song. So when the song comes out. There's instantly a surrogate, right? So that way, whenever something happens, you just switch over to it's a fail safe.
Like a Kids Bop version?
Yes, like but it's just when it comes out. You know, like when they do a remix, you need to get the alternate singer
a Kids Bop
remix.
version. Because Kids Bop just did the remix to Not Like Us.
But it's not even Kids Bop. It's just like the surrogate for R. Kelly would be like Bruno Mars or something. You know what I mean? Like Bruno Mars sings all,
artists.
So they sing all the songs of the artists who may get canceled. You know what I mean? So everybody has to have a fallback, and then we don't lose the art. Because that's what's really important.
Bruno Mars being a surrogate for R. Kelly is crazy.
I don't know what it means specifically. I just mean and Bruno Mars is fun. Everybody loves Bruno Mars, except for Vegas. I don't know if you heard. Apparently, he had like a very large gambling debt in Vegas, so they're like making him Bruno Mars.
That's crazy.
So they're making him stay there and perform until he pays off the gambling debt. He's just like. He's trapped in the closet. So, you know what I mean? He's not allowed to leave.
That's crazy.
Somebody told me that. I forget. Somebody was telling me. I was just like, whoa, that's wild.
I'm not against the idea of surrogate artists. You just have to find somebody that's well within, like, who does what R. Kelly does closer to R. Kelly than anybody else. You'd have to find, like, almost ideal matches for your surrogates.
You need someone who, you need someone who could make you believe that you could fly. Bruno Mars makes people believe that they could fly.
Yeah, but I ain't jumping on a grenade for nobody.
What? But he literally made you want to do it for love. He said, I'll catch a grenade for you. And you like, yes, I would catch it. You know what I mean? To make you want to fall in love. You're not in love. You're not a loving,
I am. That's why I hold so.
When's the last relationship that you were in?
Yikes. Oh my God, this is the time before my sin of the day. Jesus Christ.
Is this part of your sins? First of all, what was our sins and woes? Where did this come from, by the way? What is this? Is this an old Negro spiritual?
You had me all over the place before I even get started on my routine.
I apologize.
Okay, Our Sins and Woes is based off, and this is fine because it's been so long since I've recorded like consistently, and I'm about to start back up. So I will give this spiel. Our Sins and Woes is, I had to think of an original name for podcasting, something I wouldn't run into anything else or anywhere else. So with Our Sins and Woes, when I lived in Washington State, I had a group of friends, and this is around the time Seven Deadly Sins, the anime, came out on Netflix. Yeah. So as Seven Deadly Sins were going, me and my group of friends in Washington realized that, like, oh shit, we're each a different like embodiment of these sins, like they're characters. We each embody them differently. I was the sin
As a comedian, I would like to. I was like, which one?
Sin of Pride.
Okay. I was going to assume, but I was like, you know what? That would be easy. Go.
But I was a sin of pride. I had a homeboy that was a sin of gluttony.
How fat was he? How big was he?
He wasn't. He was the sin of gluttony. He was a pretty boy. What? So it was like he had a overwhelming amount of bitches always in his face.
Shouldn't he be pride?
No, because I was the prideful person.
But okay, all right.
I mean, we all
I
pulled
get it.
bitches,
Okay.
but it's like the amount of bitches that were in his face on a day-to-day basis.
I like that you're a black man because your grandfather into saying bitches. Like, I feel like nowadays you get like maybe
Well,
one.
this is a past life, so you're allowed to say that. I don't refer to them now.
Yeah.
If a woman walked up to me right now, I'd be like, "Oh, this woman walked up to me."
You wouldn't be like, "What does this bitch want?" It would be different. All
Depends where I'm at. And
Okay.
if I'm recording.
Okay.
But so each of us was a different embodiment of sin. It's like 5 of us.
Okay.
We were each embodiment of, 6 of us. We were each a different embodiment of the sin, except nobody was jealousy. So we just assumed that everybody
All
else
y'all
was
niggas was
jealousy.
jealous.
We assumed
Y'all
everybody
all
else
got
was
that.
jealousy.
Y'all just all shared that one.
I hate you so much. But to the point that we even got shirts made. Like we each had 7 Deadly Sins t-shirts, and on the back of them, like it was each of our titles, our logo, a quote to describe us and stuff like that. But we were the Sins. That was like our community nickname.
Okay.
And the Woes came on. I had a homeboy named Dale, my episode 16 guest based. That I remember that. My homeboy that lived in Washington, he whenever somebody get on, like we'd be sitting on PlayStation group party chats all the time, and whenever somebody would get in and complain about their whatever's going on in their life, whether it be some social problem or something like that, he would sit here and be like, "Oh, woe is me," like from The Little Mermaid when Sebastian would say that.
Okay.
He would always be like, "Oh, here you come with the woe is me attitude, or your fucking little ass problems, your fucking first world issues and shit like that." So that was his saying, like, "Here you come with your dumbass complaints." So the dumbass mistakes was the sins, the fact that we embodied like kind of a bad trait of us, but how we also kind of utilized it in a good trait. Our dumbass mistakes, and then the woes was our dumbass complaints. Our sins and woes. Our dumbass mistakes and our dumbass complaints.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Super original, and the crazy backstory behind it and everything like that.
I mean, I didn't know what it was. It gives me the feeling of like maybe old Negro spirituals. I thought or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that is the feeling of it and the look of the
And they singing
of
like
the
Wade in
logo.
the Water?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I hate this nigga.
But I thought that's what we were gonna get into. You know what I mean? Like it was gonna be some like real heavy, stuff like that. Like you talk about your ancestors.
Oh, no. We don't do woke nigga hotep shit over here. No.
I just meant.
You can tune into Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers for that shit.
All right. Anyways, back to you and your lack of love, or are you
In my last relationship?
Yeah.
My last relationship was probably like during COVID.
During COVID? So you realize that's like 4 years ago.
And she lived in California.
So it was a long distance relationship.
Yeah.
And then,
At that time, I was working at the airport, so like my flights were free.
Okay, so you were getting flown out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would that be considered flown out? She wasn't flying me out, but I mean, United Airlines was flying me out.
You went out there on a plane, so
for free.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of who paid, you get
wasn't me.
You get flued out. You get flued out.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was a short-lived relationship, though. That was only 4 months, but most of my relationships are only like 3 to 4 months long.
Okay. I don't even remember why we started talking about that. We were talking about you and like being a loving person, or like
because you were talking about my sin being pride.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Shoot.
No, I'm a lover. I don't have patience within my love aspects. So my patience will overwhelm my love in a sense of once I'm done, I'm done. I don't like I'm not the try again.
Yeah.
I've done that before, but
Same. I don't like retreads. It's like, if we broke up, we broke up.
I'm horrible at backtracking.
You
But
backtrack?
I'm horrible at backtracking.
I don't backtrack.
Not horrible about backtracking, horrible at doing it. So I don't backtrack often, but there's probably been maybe 2 or 3 females I've ever backtracked for.
Okay.
But once I move on, I'm like, there's a reason why I moved on from you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.